Forza Horizon 5 has officially launched and is available on Xbox Game Pass. The game is getting some very glowing reviews, but how does it handle in the cloud? Today I'm here to give you those impressions, and let me just begin by saying that I am pleasantly surprised. For any of you who follow me on Twitter, you would have seen this recent tweet made by me talking specifically about Forza Horizon 4 on Xbox game streaming. It's more than fair to say that I was quite concerned about the level of performance I would be seeing in Horizon 5. That being said, whatever was holding back its predecessor certainly isn't holding back this new entry. Visually speaking, the game looks absolutely fantastic, and while sure, it doesn't capture all the beauty of Horizon 5 on a 4K display, it still looks pretty damn good. More importantly, the video feed while streaming is also much more clear. There's a whole lot less artifacting going around, and obviously this leads to a much better experience while in play. That's not to say they're completely gone. You will still see some artifacting when you're in a lush green area and the weather effects are turned on and cranked up to max, but overall I would put the 1080p experience on Xbox game streaming when it comes to Forza Horizon 5 pretty on par, if not just slightly below that of Stadia and GeForce Now. And I'm not just talking strictly about the visuals, I'm talking about the gameplay experience as well. Latency here is fantastic. At no point did I ever feel like I was being held back for playing on the cloud or that the car was out of my control. Every mistake was my own. And all of this took place within my play session of about 4 to 5-ish hours, and that's on top of whatever I played locally, which is probably another additional 3. I can tell you right now that I was playing both on my local PC and the cloud, and I had no issues hopping back and forth between the two. There was no period of adjustment needed, it all felt like it played properly on my controller. All in all, the Xbox game streaming experience is simply great, and my only real complaint here is that I wish I could be playing it at a higher bitrate and increased resolution. And the only reason I say that is because I've seen it running locally at 4K, and let me just say, visually speaking, the game is simply jaw-dropping. Even though Xbox Series X hardware is powering these server blades, there is a lack of visual fidelity due to the lower resolution and lower bitrate. But at the end of the day, the game is totally worth your time, and you should 100% be checking it out. I would go as far to say that it's probably one of the best open world racing games ever made, period. And undoubtedly, it is the best racing game you can currently play on the cloud. To talk a bit about the game itself, Mexico is a fantastic location with tons of diversity in their biomes, and it just makes for an absolutely stunning backdrop. So much attention to detail was paid to this location that I would absolutely call it the main character of this game. But that's not to say that they didn't pay attention to the cars themselves, because they are just as well designed when it comes to both visuals and audio. Then you can continue to tune your cars both in terms of performance and visuals to your heart's content, and as somebody who likes cars, this is always a welcome addition. But what I want to get across most about Forza Horizon 5 is that I feel like Playground Games has finally nailed down that gameplay loop. There is a huge amount of satisfaction factor when it comes to completing races to unlock the next big thing, and it doesn't feel like you're ever doing one thing for too long. It's like a constant shot of fun thing after fun thing after fun thing when it doesn't stop. That's why you get so hooked on this game and why you can play it for such a long period of time without pause. And once you gain enough XP, you'll move on to a showcase event. These things are just plain old fun, and it'll have you doing some crazy stuff like racing through a lightning storm. And once you beat it, you're probably going to want to continue on that grind to get to the next big showcase or that next big car purchase you want, or just to upgrade the car you currently have. The game just nails down the whole concept of having you looking forward to something to do. You're never going to be feeling like you're grinding for no reason, you're always going to be grinding towards something you're looking forward to, and there's a payoff at the end. And the fact that grinding doesn't really feel like a grind since the gameplay itself is fun makes it all that much better. Either way, that wraps up my initial impressions of Forza Horizon 5 on Xbox game streaming. If you want my personal take, I think it's totally worth checking out if you can. I wouldn't hesitate to call this a Game of the Year contender, and I wouldn't be sad if it ended up winning despite all the amazing games I've played this year. Now, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video message is simply going to be asking how many of you are currently playing Forza Horizon 5 and how are you liking the game so far. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.